are all these beauty brands failing at Sephora? Another big brand, Amy Cole, just shut down their doors, and here's what your beauty brand can learn from the current state of the beauty market. So Amy Cole had everything. They had venture backing, they had viral products, they had 4 years at Sephora. But last week, they announced they're shutting down their stores and brand completely. And this isn't an isolated incident. We're seeing tons of beauty brands right now going bankrupt, selling themselves off for pennies on the dollar. And we're seeing a wave of venture-backed beauty brands failing despite having distribution at Sephora and Ulta, which used to be the golden ticket to all things beauty. So the question is, what is happening? Now, here is the brutal truth. Sephora brands are loss leaders until they hit $5 million in wholesale. That's $9 million at retail. Now, most brands never reach this threshold because you are competing against massive corporate giants while operating on shoestring margins. The cost to be in Sephora is such a massive cost that you're literally losing money at $5 million in wholesale per year. But the real killer that killed Amy Cole is that Sephora pushes you to abandon what makes you special. They became famous for their exclusivity. Their foundations were specifically for darker skin tones, and this was their entire competitive advantage. But Sephora wanted to demand broader appeal. So they basically pushed them to start creating products for everyone. And it just became another brand on the shelf. There was nothing unique about it. There was nothing special about it. So the core reason of what got Amy Cole on their shelves is what they absolutely killed in them, because Sephora wanted to make more money off of this brand. They were forced to compete where they couldn't leverage their uniqueness, which ultimately killed their brand. This is a core marketing tip. When you're pressured to abandon your USP to meet retail demands, you lose the very thing that made customers choose you over established competitors in the first place. The Sephora path appeals to founders that are seeking quick validation and potential acquisition. But unless you're heavily backed by VC with capital to sustain losses while building at scale, it's nearly impossible to build sustainability within a megalith like Sephora. The unit economics simply don't work for bootstrapped or lightly funded brands, which is exactly what happened to Amy Cole. You're burning cash on aggressive marketing spend, extensive imagery requirements, and inventory for shade ranges that they just couldn't afford, and all while hitting sales targets that most emerging brands simply cannot reach. Like, to be losing money at $9 million in sales is like an insane benchmark that literally sets up beauty brands to fail. And beauty founders, the question isn't whether you can get into Sephora. The question is whether you can survive it without losing your brand soul.